everyone. Welcome back to the Ouachita News Show. Elizabeth and I are excited to be back and bringing you the latest Ouachita news.
Yes, we are, Caroline. And Blythe has the weather for us this week. So how are things looking, Blythe?
Good morning, Ouachita weather watchers. After the sunshine last week, we've got some rain heading our way this week. Today would be cooler with a low of 49 and a high of 66 and a 63% chance of rain. So be sure to wear your rain jacket or grab an umbrella. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with the same temperature range as today, but only a 12% chance of rain. We'll see more rain on Friday night after having temperatures in the 50s and 60s for most of the day. As we move on to the weekend, Saturday will be partly sunny and a chance of showers with temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to the lower 60s. Sunday will be mostly sunny with a low chance of rain and a high in the 70s. As always, predictions are by AccuWeather. I'm Blythe Epp, and that's your 5-day forecast, whether you like it or not.
Thanks, Blythe. You know, Caroline, crawfish season is well underway.
I know, Elizabeth. Last Thursday, the women of EEE and the men of Rho Sigma had an interesting kind of mixer. Here's Noah Grimes with more about this rowdy and red crawfish boil.
The men of Rho Sigma and the women of EEE met outside the indoor football facility this past Thursday, April 8th, to have their traditional crawfish boil. I sat down with Brody Jacks, the Rho Sig representative who helped plan this event.
So when I found out I was covering the E-Mixer with Rho Sig, kind of made me nervous because I knew that E was going to be a very big group. They're one of the biggest social clubs at OBU. And put a little bit of stress on it because I knew we were going to have to, have a big enough venue for a bunch of people. Well, so I got to talking to Easy, and she kind of she shot the idea at me. Why don't we do the crawfish bowl, Rho Sig E crawfish bowl? That's a kind of a tradition that we've lost touch on in the past couple of years, but I'm glad that we got to get back because it was really fun. And so we kind of worked that out and came up with a plan, and it turned out pretty well.
Brody met often with Izzy Bond, one of the E-Social chairs, to plan this event.
So we talked on the phone quite regularly, just about every other night, kind of shooting shots at, what price the crawfish was going to cost here, there, and so at the time we had rescheduled a bunch of different dates, and it's kind of for the best because earlier in the year the crawfish are going to be more expensive. And so we kind of pushed it off finally until the 8th of April, and that was after Easter, which allowed us to get a pretty good price on the crawfish. No, I really think it was a really successful event between Rho Sig and E. We had a great time. Everybody had fun. People got to eat some crawfish, and it turned out to be really good because towards the end we got to have some good spicy kick in there, and everything started getting pretty good. I'll definitely say my favorite part of the mixer was probably when it got spicy enough and juicy enough that my nose was running, my elbows were dripping. That's when you know the crawfish is pretty good.
This is Noah Grimes for the Ouachita News Show.
The mixer was fun and definitely an interesting way to show some club love.
We have another Everyone Has a Story segment for you this week. Sarah Collins has more about senior middle school education major Danny Emery.
Out of a love for education, Danny Emery founded Until the Whole World Hears with her best friend that provides children in Uganda sponsors to further their education.
So Until the Whole World Hears is a nonprofit that my best friend and I started our senior year of high school, so about 3 years ago. And we provide education for deaf students in Uganda, and our main goal is to find them sponsors so that they are able to continue their education in high school, because a lot of students, especially students with special needs in Africa, are kind of cut off after their elementary years, and so if they test high enough, they're able to go continue their education, and we are firm believers that education is the gateway to their future.
One little girl changed Danny's life and led her to want to impact the lives in Uganda. Emery believes in education regardless of disabilities. She values education and, Until the Whole World Hears, focuses on giving children the skills they need to succeed.
Until the Whole World Hears actually started with one little girl in mind, and her name was Shadia. She actually passed away this time last year due to a heart defect. very suddenly, and she absolutely changed all of our worlds. Everyone that she met, she affected in just the most beautiful way. And then I have a little girl who calls me Mom, and so I claim her as my own, and my family and I sponsor her. We sponsor her schooling and clothes and everything like that. Her name is Phoebe. They think she's 5. It's hard to kind of keep track with lack of birth certificate and everything over there. So yeah, she just turned 5. She's precious. She has been deaf since she was born. A lot of our students are deaf because of the malaria drugs that are given to their moms. And unfortunately, it's something you kind of have to choose, dealing with a birth defect or possibly dying yourself. And so a lot of our moms who are pregnant do choose to go ahead and take that medication knowing the risk. But our goal through Until the Whole World Hears is to show the Ugandan society and hopefully the African society as a whole that just because you're deaf or blind or disabled in some way doesn't mean that you aren't able to do things.
Until the Whole World Hears spreads the love of Jesus to all, and Emery wants to make an impact anywhere and everywhere she goes.
I just want to encourage everybody to understand that it is our job as Christians and followers of the Lord to help people where we can. And so that is our main goal, is to show the love of Jesus. And you can do that in Uganda or you can do that here on campus. And so just never forget that.
For the Ouachita News Show, I'm Sarah Collins.
We always love hearing about different majors, and Danny's story is so amazing.
Katie's back to give us the latest in the world of Ouachita sports, and I think her report is going to be pretty grand. Right, Katie?
It's grand indeed, Caroline. The baseball team took on the University of Arkansas at Monticello this weekend, and Lewis Steen hit 2 grand slams in Saturday's game to give the Tigers the series lead and a 2 RBI home run in Game 3 on Sunday. In his first start this season, Cooper Timmons pitched all 7 innings of Game 2 on Sunday, leading the Tigers to a 5-3 victory over the Boll Weevils and giving them the series win. Steen was named the Great American Conference Co-Player of the Week, and Timmons won the GAC's Co-Pitcher of the Week award. The Tigers are back at Rab Rogers Field this weekend to face off against the Savage Storm of Southeastern Oklahoma State University. The softball team also won its series against UAM this weekend, winning 2 of its 3 games against the Cotton Blossoms. The Tigers are now 13-11 in conference and will be traveling to Durant, Oklahoma this weekend for their series against SOSU. The women's soccer team won its playoff game against Northwestern Oklahoma State University this weekend. The game went into double overtime, and the Tigers beat the Rangers in penalty kicks. Oklahoma Baptist University is hosting the rest of the tournament games, so the team is headed to Shawnee, Oklahoma to play against Southern Nazarene University in the semifinals tomorrow. The football team is hosting its 3rd and final scrimmage this spring at 5 p.m. on Thursday. The Tigers will take on the Riverhawks of Northeastern Oklahoma State University in Cliff Harris Stadium, so be sure to come out and support the team. That's all I've got for this week, but be sure to catch this week's episode of the Roar Rundown, airing this Friday. Back to you, Caroline.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Ouachita News and at Ouachita Weather Watch.
Mask up, stay safe, and tune in next week for more of the latest Ouachita news.